What is up, guys? Welcome back to Picking a Fight. I'm Latch.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to be looking at UFC Fight Night, Miesha Tate versus Caitlin Vieira. We're going to start off with the main card opener. We got Adrian Yanez facing off against Davey Grant. But before we get started, don't forget to like the video. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we post. You know, we post almost every fight night, every pay-per-view. We post a couple of the fights. And, yeah, go ahead so you don't miss out. But, yeah, we got Davey Grant versus Adrian Yanez. What you think, Jeff?
I think the odds don't make too much sense here. I think this fight's gonna be really close. I think Adrian Yanez. I think he's really dangerous for Davey Grant. I think he poses a pretty big threat. So I see why they voted that way. But I think Davey Grant is also, a pretty dangerous guy. Hence his nickname. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I mean, I think Davey Grant has to stick with the kicks. I think if he incorporates more kicks, I think he'll drown Adrian with pressure. I think his last fight against Randy Costa, I think it was, like that pressure was getting to him, bro. He was getting jabbed like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Is one of the few times you've seen him like actually struggle with somebody.
Yeah.
So I think he has to bring that pressure. He has to push him back. I think he just has to be sharper with his striking.
Mm-hmm.
The looping hooks and stuff. Yeah, that's not gonna work here, man. Like Adrian is a very strong counterpuncher. So if he doesn't sharpen that up, I think it's gonna be a short fight. What you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Davey Grant is a pretty bad matchup for Yanez because of the pressure and because he's pretty durable, and I don't know, it's gonna be a good fight because Yanez. We've seen he can counter, but those counters have never been moving completely backwards. And you saw it in the Costa fight. He was having a hard time with the pressure and with the obviously Costa has a weird kind of style, but he was having a lot of difficulty getting started and trying to get off the back foot. And I think Grant can bring that pressure. The only thing is Yanez. Costa had he was just bigger than Yanez, and Grant will be a little bit bigger, but he's not gonna be like that. And Grant's never been the type of fighter to use his length at his advantage. His jab is not really as good as it should. So I don't see him, going that game plan where he's gonna be so calculated to try to keep Yanez at bay and pick him apart like that. He is really like you said, he throws a lot of loopy punches. He's a little sloppy, and I that can be. I think it can lead to his downfall in this fight just because he, like the Weasel likes to say, straight punches beat looping punches every single time. And Yanez is really good at throwing them straight punches. And he can catch them down the pipe if they stay, to trade. I'm not sure who exactly has the power advantage. I think it's pretty close, but I'll probably say Yanez just because, when he has knocked these guys out, is unlike Davey Grant, he's not loading these shots up and stuff. Davey Grant, he loaded that hook he knocked out Jonathan Martinez with. That junk came from hell, bro. Literally from under the ground. He loaded up so hard. And Yanez's punches, his striking's a little more crisp. And the straight punches will be the key. He has to stay everything down the pipe, the counters, everything. And make sure he does not get pressured. Make sure he shows Davey Grant that he can stay in there, And but I don't know if it's another grindy type of fight. I'm not sure how Yanez is gonna deal with that. He likes his fights to be a little more, not so sloppy. And Davey Grant, obviously his fights usually can get sloppy. Pretty. So it'd be interesting to see Yanez deal with that. I think he's still really young. I think he still has a lot to learn. This would be the perfect time for him to lose, just because he's still young. He's had a pretty good run in the UFC. It's not like they're gonna cut him or anything if he loses to Davey Grant. But it'd be a good learning experience for him. But I think he's gonna win. I think his straight punches. I think he's just better technically. I think for his age, he's shown that he has a pretty good fight IQ. I think he'll be able to figure Davey Grant out as the fight goes on. I'm pretty sure he's gonna address the pressure because I'm pretty sure he's aware that was something that was hindering him in his last fight. And in his last fight, it was the first time he really looked human. He was cooking these guys. But in his last fight, he was getting cooked like that whole first round, right? So it's gonna be. I'm pretty sure he's gonna find a way to deal with that. I think he's just gonna be the one pressing forward. He's gonna land the bigger shots. He has the reach advantage, a slight reach advantage, nothing really big, but I think he's gonna land the hardest shots. I think he just has to be careful, keep his guard up. Hopefully his defense got a little better, but Davey Grant, he's there to get hit always. So Yanez does a good job going to the body. Maybe that I don't know if he can finish Davey Grant, but I'm gonna just say I think I got Yanez by decision. I think he'll be able to prove he's tough. This is a big step for him. I think Davey Grant's faced some tough guys. He just coming off a loss to Marlon Vera, who they didn't finish him, but they had a pretty good pretty good fight. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good litmus test for Yanez.
I mean, yeah, like you stated before, I think both of these guys don't have the best striking defense. Mm-hmm. But if I had to choose one, yeah, for sure, Yanez got the better striking defense. But I think what looked really bad in his last fight that I think might be his downfall for this fight was the kicking. Like, he wasn't blocking it. Like, he was kind of just trying to matrix that joint.
Who,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he was getting hit, but it's just not clean. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's something you should risk. You know what I mean? Especially how Davey Grant, like, throws his leg kicks, his wheel kicks and everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think that's really that safe. So I think the threat that Davey Grant has is like, I think he has every chance to finish him. But yeah, I think Adrian Yanez, I think he pulls out the dub. I think he wins TKO. I think in the first round.
Oh my God! All right.
You?
Yeah, I think for sure we're gonna find out very early if Davey Grant can basically withstand. Excuse me.
But I gave him the game plan, though. Huh? I gave him the game plan, bro. If he
bro, he's not listening.
Bro, if he don't do that, he's gonna
cutting weight right now, bro. He don't got time for your video.
What you mean? He's cutting weight. He can watch the video. He's
bro, by the time this comes out, he's gonna be on the scale.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows what he's got to do to take out Yanez. I mean, he definitely has the experience. He's definitely faced the harder fighters. His overall his record is, I think, even though he has a lot of losses on there, I think it's more impressive. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. He might just we might just see the best of Yanez, or we might see him. We might see him get. We might see him be human. But I don't think that's the worst thing. Yanez isn't ranked. He's still young, 27. He's not even in his prime. So I think there's no way for Yanez to lose. I think in long run. I think there's a lot of guys he can beat. Especially if he gets better, which he will. So, this loss won't be that bad. Especially if he loses by like decision, it won't be the worst thing in the world. But I do think Yanez, I think that I agree with you. The odds are kind of crazy. I feel like it would have been. I still think Yanez should have been the favorite, but maybe not this big, just because of how dangerous Grant is and how defensively not sound Yanez is. But I think it's I would go Yanez by decision. That's what I think is probably gonna happen. But yeah, you think you said first round TKO?
Yeah.
All right, so big expectations for Adrian Yanez, but yeah, we both got Yanez winning. That's what we think. Those are our predictions. Let us know down in the comments below if you agree. Do you disagree? Do you think Davey Grant's gonna come in with the upset? Are you betting on this fight? Let us know down below. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We're going to be putting out a video for a few other fights on this card, including the main and the co-main event. So go ahead and subscribe. Check those other videos out. Click right here and right here. So we're going to have to do that. And, yeah. We'll see you next time. It's going to be some great fights.
See ya.
See you.